Hello and welcome to Intro to Galactic At-One-Ment. My name's Joy Koff, and I am so pleased that you have decided to come and join us today for our webinar. We have, Seon and I have been teaching Galactic At-One-Ment for about 5 years now. And we thought, why not, it's sort of like a different name, it's a different healing modality. Let's host a webinar and let everyone know what it is and what it is that we are doing here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Joy Koff, and I am the owner of Miracles of Joy. And I have been teaching galactic healing for about 8 years now. And about 5 years ago, we merged this healing modality, and now we call it Galactic At-One-Ment. I am going to turn it over to my friend and my business partner, Seon, so he can introduce himself. Now, from my perspective, Seon is one of the best channels that I've ever sat in front of. And he has been a blessing in my life for the past 8 years. And I am very, very blessed to be able to have him participate with me in this healing modality. So Seon, why don't you talk about yourself?
Yay! Thank you, Joy. That was wonderful. Hopefully there'll be another 8 years after this one. So, anyway, welcome everyone. Thanks for dropping by and stepping into our webinar. Indeed, as Joy has told you, I've been channeling, and that's what I've been creating my reality, sharing the work, as I call it, since 1983. I went public in '87, and I've been blessed and graced to share this experience, or this technique, if you will, of connecting one to their multidimensional self. So channeling for me is truly an excursion in beyond mind into multidimensional reality. And it offers a way of communing or reflecting oneself to oneself. It's taken me 30 years to be able to say that probably in one simple sentence, because channeling always changes, though I'm honored and blessed in the experience it's offered my life, and meeting people and making friends with people like Joy Koff. So what's going to be happening in this weekend we're doing, Joy approached me a few years back, as she stated, about galactic healing. And I have done a few modalities over the years of different healing techniques. And I was quite impressed with galactic healing, as it has 3 levels to it, and I'm sure we'll explain that down the road a piece, but in our dialogue today. It also mirrored for me a body of work that had come through channeling a frequency that was labeled as Aronk, a crystalline, Atlantean crystalline master. And he gave a body of work that was labeled Geomatrix. And in that, obviously, Geomatrix is a work of mudras and hand positions that also bring in geometry. And it connects multidimensionally and stellarly, if I can say it that way. And I was intrigued by how the 3rd level of galactic healing had these same type of geometrical positions. But they're not positions you place physically on a body, you move them through the body energetically. So I was very drawn to that, and Joy, then I received galactic healing, and then we talked about merging and doing a weekend together with this work. Actually, that was her idea, and that's what we've been doing and trying to get arrested with it ever since. So maybe you'll come and join us. I believe we've got a weekend coming up here rather quickly in Louisville, Texas. And anyway, that's what I have to share about this. And if you have questions or thoughts about my work, I'll gladly answer them.
So let me give you a little bit of a history on galactic healing and the Galactic At-One-Ment and what this modality represents to me. The first time that I became certified as a teacher in galactic healing, it was like that was it. I've studied, I'm a Reiki master teacher, I've taken theta energy healing, but this is the one that was meant for me. This is the one I was meant to share with other people. And it was, I don't want to say more complete because I believe every energy healing modality has its path. But for me, it was more complete. It healed at a physical level, it healed at an emotional level, and it healed at a spiritual level. So there's 3 levels to galactic healing. And I feel a lot of ancient Egyptian energy come in when I start working with the galactic frequencies in the healing modality. So it was something that I was really drawn to. Also, the other thing that I would like to mention about galactic healing, I want to talk a little bit about this. I feel 2 rays that I work with. It's called the gold ray and it is called the blue ray. And what that represents to me is the blue ray represents the archangel of the blue mother color. And the gold ray to me actually represents the ancient Egyptian energy. And I'm going to talk a little bit or take this a little step further. I want to say that this is an ancient healing modality that's being brought present at this particular time. When I took one of my first trips over to Teotihuacan, Mexico, and Sayon and I do a tour once a year there, and we're going to be going back there in September. But when I went there for the first time, I had this awe moment. And what I mean by awe moment is when I was walking through Teo, it represented galactic healing to me in stone, in the physical here on this plane. And what made it so physical to me is I realized that the gold and the blue represented the sun pyramid and the moon pyramid. And as we walked through these different temples there, as you're walking through them, there was air, earth, fire, water, and remembrance. And those are some of the same similar symbols that are in the first level of galactic healing. So I was really excited that I saw this in stone. I realized that it's laid out, Teo is laid out identical to Orion's belt as the Giza Plateau in Egypt is laid out too. So when I saw that, I turned around and said, this is galactic in stone. And what I came to learn in that moment with the teacher who was there, her name was Jenny Gentry, and she explained to me that the Toltec tradition was taught by a male and a woman. And what that meant was it was a male and a female that taught, and they came to this as equals, as equal teachers. There was never one above the other. It was like bringing those 2 frequencies together where one held the masculine divine and one held the feminine divine in order to teach. And when I got that, I realized what was missing in galactic healing for me. And that's when I approached Sayon to come in, is to bring that masculine and that feminine divine together in an energy healing modality. I'm going to, Sayon, and from your perspective, I'm going to let you take over from there.
My perspective, you're so sweet. In going along with what you were saying, Joy, about the galactic healing and the experience of Teotihuacan and all of that frequency, all of that energy, bottom line is, as we've written down, and I came to something today as I wrote it, life maybe simply is a channeled experience, because if we've grown to understand in our own metaphysical or new age or spiritual endeavors, we realize that we create our reality. It's a shared experience. It's also a reflected experience. So there are aspects of us, even to this day, that we don't always quite understand. Why did I say that? How did that come forward? Why am I thinking these thoughts? And in the ancient days, it was always painted in a way because of how the order of our reality, our world, in thousands of years ago was based on religious premises. Now, I'm not here to talk about religion, though this technique, the healing technique and channeling, if life is a channeled experience, it's always also simultaneously gives the ability to have a healing, to be healed. And the journey is always understanding, or the best we can, embracing and acknowledging our human experience and how this plays out. So going forward, healing modality, galactic healing, for me is one more tool in the bag of tricks. But at the same point, it is a very, as Joy was stating, an all-encompassing experience. There is a physical, there is the emotional or mental, and of course the non-physical or spiritual, if you will, the multidimensional aspect of it. And it is the type of focus when you do this galactic healing, it actually is working through you. As always, a healer, we step out of the way, one gets out of the way and lets the experience, the connection, move through. So that's the same sort of way, and I'm sure that's why Joy approached myself about collaborating and co-facilitating a weekend, or however long we decide to do it, this type of Galactic At-One-Ment, because it allows the channeling process and the healing process to literally dovetail or move through each other. And a participant gets the understanding, or again, the embrace, the acknowledgement that however they see this reality, all they have to do is begin their connection, focus on the tools that they've been given and quote unquote taught or learned, and the attunement takes place. And the rest is simply allowing consciousness, the spirit that one is in that moment, to share. And that's what we have in store for those participants this coming weekend. And as always, I look forward to the process because, number one, Joy and I, we don't have a scripted experience, sort of like today. We don't have a scripted experience where we're always in the flow. And there is an equality that I see reflected in her, as I'm sure she sees reflected in me, with our relationship and our connection. And we share that with everyone that comes and participates with us. And that's the whole idea. Whole. There is a union that takes place when you allow the physical, the mental / emotional and spiritual aspects of oneself, whether we look at it through a channeling modality or a quote unquote healing modality. It all comes down to a focus, a connection, and allowing that which is always with us, that can't be explained, that doesn't need to be understood, just express. And that's what I endeavor, and I know my partner, Joy, endeavors to do this weekend. Hope that made some sense for you, Joy.
It does. I also want to add a little something about healing.
About what?
Because healing, the word healing, because that word is thrown around when people are talking about being a Reiki healer and being, a galactic healer or being a theta healer. I think all healing modalities come from the creator, the creatrix, whatever you want to call it, the goddess, the god, all that is. The healing comes from that. So what it is really about, a healer cannot heal. A healer allows themselves to be set onto the side and allow creatrix, creator, god, goddess, your guides, spirit to come through you in order to move the energy. Who heals? Who heals is the person who's sitting on the table. They decide whether to receive that energy in order to remove any blocks within their body. So when you step into this, we step into this being willing to allow who we are, our higher self, our spirit self, to merge with us and allow that healing to take place. So it's being willing to be of service to others. It's
Well
being
said.
willing to share their heart, their vulnerability to the person who's in front of them. And that's what really heals. And every human being on this planet has the ability to do this. There's not one more special than the other. Every person has the ability to do this. And that's the truth from where I sit. That's my belief. And the more people that I get going out there and sharing their light with other people, the better this planet becomes.
That's a great truth, Joy. That's a great truth. That is a universal truth, I'm sure, if one would just sit with it. Well said. Well said. Good. Yes. So do we have any questions out there?
If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask them. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming up here at Miracles of Joy. We have our psychic fair this weekend, so come out and join us. A shameless plug.
Be prepared, souls, those of you who are in the room with us. This is blatant advertisement. So.
We hold our psychic fair in the second weekend of every month. So anyone who wants to come out and join us, please come out and join us. Next Friday, which is going to be, I think it's July 13th. No, that's Thursday. Next Thursday, July 13th, I will be holding a webinar calling Channeling Made Easy. Easy is 1, 2, 3. So you feel free to sign up for that. And the next and the next item I want to talk about is my friend Sayan will be at Miracles of Joy on Friday the 14th. He will be offering private sessions with Malachite. If you have never experienced it, it is a wild ride. It's amazing
Well, if that doesn't scare them away, talking about me like I'm not in the room.
Malachite is the frequency that Sayan channels, and it is just well worth being in that energy and that frequency, and bring your questions. He's more than willing to answer any questions that you may have. We do have some slots. We started booking some slots, so we have 10 slots available, and I think we have like 5 or 6 left available, so we can go ahead and get those booked if you're interested. Also, I wanted to point out next weekend, which is July 15th and 16th, is when Sayan and I will be doing the Galactic At-One-Ment. I do have an offer that I'm offering people. I am willing to offer people a 15-minute coaching session for free if they sign up for the Galactic At-One-Ment. So if it's something that you're interested in, please sign up for it. Give us a holler. You can reach us at 972-221-8080, 972-221-8080. So give us a call.
What are you coaching them in, Joy?
Spiritual life coaching. So it's sort of about anything that, they want to explore when it comes to asking some questions about what's going on this planet. It could be asking some questions about how do I begin starting to learn more about becoming more in tune with spirit. It could be, hey, I don't know how to handle busy spaces because there's too many people in it, and I pick up on other people's energy. So the coaching that I'm willing to give them is 15 minutes of my time to sit down and kind of go over some tools and tricks that they can use in order to help themselves in the life that they're living right now.
That sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. That's also that weekend, this weekend we're doing this Saturday and Sunday. We have lots of hours together, and it's wonderful to share that time with you and the participants, because we get to truthfully dive into one's mind and play with a belief system and hopefully throw that away for a while, so that one can come away with some new tools in their bag.
I want to also make an offer. We do have an offer here at Miracles of Joy. If you've taken Galactic At-One-Ment before, as a repeat student, you get it discounted from the $295 price to the $195 price. Any person that's been teacher certified, it is reduced to $150 if you want to come and participate.
Does that mean I have to still pay the $150?
Yes.
No problem. No problem at all. Excellent, excellent, Joy. Excellent. Well, it sounds like things, as always, are cooking over there in Louisville, Texas. And here in Sedona, it's another bright and sunny day. It looks like in a few days we're going to have the monsoons. So hang on and get wet, and it'll cool down, hopefully. Though I look forward to being out in Texas, embracing some humidity and coming back and hopefully leaving the humidity in Texas.
So, Sion, why don't you share with them if they're interested in getting a session or Skype session with Malachite or something like that, why don't you share with them how they can reach you?
Aha! So I have a website. It's simply called visionaryguidance.com. That was visionaryguidance.com. You can also call me toll free, 800-514-9234, 800-514-9234. And basically, the work that I do, I go into, we'll label it an altered state. You know, that's one of the things that I like showing people at our weekend, Joy, is that show them how quickly we go into an altered state in this quote-unquote reality we live in. And bottom line is, I put on my channeling suit, quote-unquote, and I sit in the seat and literally go into state. And if it's a Skype session and or in-person session or over the phone, bottom line is Malachite merges, or maybe another frequency that wants to step through for a moment or two with them. And basically, they ask any question, as I've stated, over, under, or through the sun, anything that they want to talk about. Mostly, as I see the body of work, is it's a tool for confirmation. I work with a lot of people who are channels. We're all channels on our own right. Bottom line, though, is that I work with other people that are getting out there and exploring their channeling ability. So, made simple.
So if you guys have any questions that you want to share with us, share with us, feel free to type them. I'll stay in the room a little bit longer after we end this webinar and answer any questions you may have. Also, if for some reason you'd feel more comfortable just picking up the phone and calling me to talk to me about this, you could reach me at 972-221-8080. I'll be more than happy to speak with you on any questions you may have about galactic healing.
Absolutely. That sounds good. I'll be the first one to call.
Okay. And thanks, Sion, for joining us.
Oh, today. Are we? Okay, I guess we're giving it the boot. Is that it?
We're giving it the boot. We're giving it the boot.
Anyone who is going to watch this down the road a piece, because I know a webinar jam that Joy is participating through with this, you can look at this down the road. Mm-hmm. You know, the bottom line is how willing you are, as Joy was saying, the V word, vulnerability. The bottom line is, we are always vulnerable. We have a lifetime of putting shields and masks and ways of covering ourselves to quote unquote survive. And it's 2017, friends, and I was around, as I'm sure you were around, in 1987, the harmonic convergence, and those that have a little tongue-in-cheek called it the harmonica convergence. But basically, again, grabbing common awareness and pulling it together and literally creating reality, tuning and being a part of the galactic frequencies that exist. So I'm looking forward. You know, we've been at this for a long time. Human race is still happening. We're still, we're still here, and so are you. So allow yourself if you've got the time, if you've got the wherewithal, if you've got the interest. I'll be in Texas. Joy lives there. She'll dialogue with you anytime, anywhere, any place about galactic healing, and for that matter, so would I, about channeling or anything else you want to talk about. But bottom line is, come and share yourself. That's how we as a civilization feel more connected. We get more vulnerable with each other. The masks drop, everything falls away, and we realize we're in this together. Maybe that's what really channeling and or healing is really all about. Right, Joy?
Right. Right.
Yay.
I agree with everything you say. Most of the time.
Wow. Like I said, not scripted.
Not scripted, no. And we're going to be signing off. If you have any questions, please feel free. If you want to talk a little bit more about what galactic healing is or need some more information, if you are watching this at a later date, like 2018, this is being filmed July 2017.
Wow, Joy, that's hopeful. I like that. Faith in Humanity 2018. We know the credit card companies have faith in us. 2020. Thanks. Anyway, wonderful. Joy, thank you for the opportunity and the participation. Always an honor. Always a pleasure, Sister of the One. And to those behind the scenes, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
All right, Miss, what do I do? Just hit the little button?
You just hit the mic. Yeah.
Bye.